I tried Amazon wholesale for 1 year, and in this video I'm going to share with you my results, my honest experience opening my first wholesale and distributor accounts, and all the lessons I learned along the way. And I started Amazon wholesale a couple months into my Amazon journey. I actually started selling used books and doing retail arbitrage at the beginning, and I realized that it's not really sustainable. I was working so much, and I saw wholesale as a business that could operate, without me, and I saw it as a more scalable business model. So I stopped doing all sourcing of any product, and I got my LLC and my resale certificate, gathered information, and just started. And that's where the story begins, starting Amazon wholesale in month 1. And we're going to cover my first 12 months of doing Amazon wholesale. So when I started, I wanted to reach out to grocery distributors, and that's what I wanted to sell on Amazon. So I looked up online grocery distributors. I started reaching out to companies, closing accounts actually with food service companies. So I would talk to them, get the catalog, and I would scroll the catalogs for hours looking for anything that I could sell on Amazon. And I couldn't find anything. All I was finding was gallons of ranch, gallons of hot sauce, pounds, like 20 pounds of rice, 20 pounds of vegetables. So these were companies that sell to restaurants and to like hospital cafeterias, school cafeterias. So really it wasn't the type of companies that we wanted to be working with for Amazon wholesale. And I learned that not every distributor is good for resellers. We want distributors that are selling the actual name brand products that are already selling well on Amazon. We're not gonna work with random companies and try to make it work. We're gonna see what works and just find the source. So when I figured that out, I started looking for products that I actually wanted to sell, finding the products on Amazon, looking on the back of the packaging, and I would see that it's distributed by this company or manufactured by this company, and there would be a number that I could call, usually a customer service number. I would call and ask to either work with that company directly or for a list of authorized distributors. And this was very fruitful for me. I got lists of many authorized distributors of real brands I wanted to sell. After calling 63 of them, opening probably a handful of accounts, and 5 weeks of reaching out to distributors, I got my first wholesale account with a distributor that sold name brand products that sold well on Amazon, and his pricing in hindsight was really not good, but it was just marginal enough where I could look at some listings that were pretty overpriced on Amazon and they made money, and I thought that was it. I figured it all out. I'm gonna be rich. So I scour his catalog looking for anything that I could possibly sell on Amazon FBA and make a profit. And then I placed my first purchase order. It was about 10 items and it was $1,645. And from that first order, that $1,645 that I spent, I probably made -$300 to -$400. So I definitely lost money on that first purchase order. And there were just a lot of things I didn't know. So I wasn't really good at reading Keepa. So a lot of the things that I bought were profitable that day, but they weren't profitable, on average. Over 90 days, over a year, they weren't really profitable at the price that I was buying. And also, a lot of the things that I bought were hazmat items. So they're really dangerous goods on Amazon FBA, and you can't send them in to an Amazon fulfillment center on the same shipment as regular items. So that costs a lot more money to ship, eating into the profitability, and a lot of them lost money. So I definitely lost money, and I really was just paying the price for learning the things I didn't know. That's all business is. You're gonna learn, make mistakes. It's gonna cost you some money, and you just move on. So I made that first purchase order, which was really a big step for me. About 5 weeks into Amazon wholesale, did some sales. Then about 4 months into Amazon wholesale, I found my first distributor that was a real game-changing distributor. And honestly, in Amazon wholesale, you are one distributor away from having a 7-figure business, having a 6-figure profit business per year, and changing your entire life. And this company, I would say that good, like where we sell 7 figures worth of their inventory per year, but it was in that realm of distributors where it was game changing. They had a great catalog full of products that were name brand products that sold well on Amazon. They had great prices. They bought everything from US manufacturers, and we had great chain of custody. They had great communication. They had free shipping. And it was just a pleasure to work with them, and we still work with them today. And once we started buying a lot from them, we started seeing good profit numbers per day on Amazon and per month. And that's when my eyes were kind of open to Amazon wholesale, and I was like, okay, Amazon is moving a lot of volume. We're actually getting good profit because we have good prices, and this can be a real business. So that was about 4 months in. I got my first very, very good distributor account, and that really changed the game for us and really motivated me to keep going. So I kept reinvesting all of the profit that I was making from this distributor, growing my catalog with them, buying more products from other distributors. And eventually I was prepping so much, I had to hire someone to help me prep all of the items that I was buying and sending into Amazon FBA. And then it got to the point where it was taking all of my time. So 8 months in, I decided to get into a warehouse space. I found a warehouse and got a part of that space and started paying rent, moved in, and now I had a loading dock. I had way more space, and I had the ability to hire more than one employee and actually outsource all of prep to a team and to people other than myself. And I got a lot of my time back. So that really solved the problem for me, which my time was a constraint. All of my time was spent doing this non-income producing activity, which is prepping things to be sent to Amazon FBA. So this solved that issue. I got more space. I had more capacity for output and for storing items. And also I got a lot of my time back because now I had 2 employees doing all the prep, and I could spend time doing activities that actually made me money. So in that 8th month, I started doing a couple things. So I made an inventory report to track all of my inventory and see all of the sales. And then I hired a VA to fill out that report once a week. So I got really good information on where my money was in product, where my money was deployed, and really good information regarding my inventory. So it helped me stay in stock. And that was a game changer as far as staying in stock and actually making more money from all of my ASINs. And then also I had more time. So all of the brands that I was selling from my distributors and I was buying from my distributors, I started reaching out to the manufacturer directly and asking to buy that brand from them. So I would say, hey, I'm already buying this much of this product from this distributor. Can I buy directly from you and only increase my purchasing since I'm getting a better price? And I had more time because I wasn't prepping anymore. So that's how I got my first manufacturer account. And that was also a game changer because buying with them directly is really good because you have access to a lot of inventory at a great price and you get terms, which I'll discuss later. So in that 8th month, I started working with my first manufacturer. I started really honing in on staying in stock on all my inventory, and I got way more time to reach out to more companies because I wasn't prepping. So that was a point where the company really grew. And since then, we've been growing pretty much exponentially. Fast forward to month 11, and I go to my first trade show and I meet a distributor who sells a lot of the products that we sold at the time and that we currently sell. But also he had some of the products that we really like to sell, but he had a much better price and he was buying them directly from the manufacturer. So this allowed us to special order a lot more items from that brand because he was showing us what the manufacturer carried, and we got the special order, meaning just pick, hey, I want this, this, and this from the manufacturer. They're going to specifically or special order just for you. So you get access to inventory that not everyone else is buying. And this is one of the real moats or protection you can have around your wholesale business. So we started doing that with him, and that has developed into by far our best relationship, both personal and business wise. And it's been very good and very fruitful for both of us. And since then, we've been growing exponentially and really benefiting from the long-term benefits of Amazon wholesale. But real quick, I'm just going to go over the finances, the real results financially of doing Amazon wholesale for 1 year. And I can't really go into specifics because I'm still in the business. I can't, unlike most people online who their business is selling you information on Amazon FBA. I'm actually in the business, so I can't really tell you my manufacturers, my distributors, the brands we sell, our store name, our revenue, our profit, things like that. I can't really share for many reasons, but in the first 12 months, we crossed the 7 figures in sales, and that's really all I can say. But now in my business, it's been a couple years in Amazon FBA wholesale, and we really benefit from the long-term benefits of Amazon wholesale. So as a business model itself, there's a lot of leverage baked into it. It's really scalable, like I mentioned a million times on my channel, but there are some benefits to Amazon wholesale that just get better and better each additional year that you stay in the business. For example, it's much easier to open distributor and manufacturer and brand accounts now because you already work with some. So for manufacturer accounts and brand accounts, I can go to the competitors of the brands that I work with now and say, hey, I work with so-and-so. I want your alternative product to their stuff. Boom, account open. With distributors, I can go to a distributor and say, I have all these trade references on my application. I work with so-and-so, name drop the price you get stuff for, and they know you're legitimate and actually in the business, and they can call up the trade references and say, hey, how's Mark as a customer? The suppliers I work with can say, oh, Mark's great, he pays on time, he keeps his word, he's a good looking young man, and boom, account open. So it's much easier to open accounts now. So at the beginning, it's really a grind to find profitable inventory, but later on in Amazon wholesale, you're probably going to get into the situation which myself and many other sellers are in, where you have more profitable inventory to buy than money to deploy. So you just slowly move the money from the lower ROI products, like 30-40% ROI, to the ones with higher ROI products and just make more money that way. But it's much easier to find inventory because you have access to products that not everyone else has access to. You get to special order a lot from the distributors that you currently work with and buy products that only you yourself are getting and not everyone else in the country can find. Also, you have first dibs on inventory if you're a good customer. My distributor is going to call me first and say, hey Mark, I have this amount of pallets coming in of this product. Do you want some? And as a good customer, you should say, I want all of it. So we do that often and we get first dibs on good products. So it's much easier to find profitable inventory. Also, cash flow gets much better the later stages of wholesale because, I mean, you just have more money to work with in general, but also you start developing terms with your distributors. Terms means basically a distributor or a manufacturer will front you the inventory for an allotted amount of time and you get to pay them after that amount of time. So for example, I buy from a manufacturer, they ship me the inventory, and the day I receive the inventory, if I have net 30 terms, I get to pay them 30 days later. So instead of paying them, then getting my inventory and shipping it to Amazon and waiting for the money to come back around, I have a 30-day head start. This helps immensely with cash flow, and distributors will just start doing this. Like one time, someone just shipped me inventory that I had ordered, and they're like, yeah, just pay me in 14 days. A lot of times, it'll just happen where they're drop shipping stuff from the manufacturer to you, and you'll just pay them, when you pay them. And manufacturers, especially large manufacturers, you only work with terms with them. And so that's pretty natural, but you get more terms, and the cash flow issue, which is really an issue in any inventory-based business, gets alleviated a lot the longer you're in the business. And also your Amazon account is growing. So you're getting more positive seller ratings, which is how you really measure the size of an Amazon account. And also you're on the listings that you're currently selling. Over time, you're just going to be on them for longer. Both of these are factors that contribute to getting more buy box share on listings for the listings that you sell on Amazon FBA. So the bigger your account and the longer you've been on listings, you're going to start getting more buy box share of those listings. And even if you're not getting new companies to work with or not really looking for new products, just the stuff you already sell, you're going to be selling more of it because you're getting a higher percentage of the total overall sales on Amazon because of those two factors I just mentioned. So naturally, you're just going to be able to buy more and make more money just with the current catalog that you have, because you're getting more sales of those current products. Also, you're going to get better pricing. So over time, you're going to cross-reference the prices of different distributors or start working with the manufacturer and get way better pricing over time. But also, you're going to negotiate with your distributors. You're buying more and more over time, so you're going to negotiate and get better pricing that way. And those are some of the benefits of Amazon wholesale, and that's what we want. We want a business that gets better with time, has good leverage, doesn't take too much time, and continues to grow year over year. And that's it for this video. That was my experience in my first 12 months of Amazon wholesale. If you like this video or Amazon wholesale content in general, please like and subscribe. If you have a question about anything in this video, or if you have a suggestion about what you'd want to see in the future, please leave a comment down below, and see you in the next one.